This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight. So always good to see Sam Jones on a nice Sunday morning. Just sort of not even 24 hours, not even sorry, not even 12 hours actually after Dmitry Bivol defeating Artur Beterbiev. A lot to get into, but I think if we just start on Beterbiev beating Bivol, what were your thoughts on that elite chess match that we saw there?
Yeah, one of the best fights, competitive best fights I've seen in a long time. Like that at the absolute highest level. It was amazing to watch. It really was amazing to watch. Um, it was just a pleasure to watch, a real pleasure to watch. I had I had Bivol winning by a round or two, but it's hard to call something like that a robbery because I've seen other people have Beterbiev winning, but I just felt that Bivol was the most consistent throughout the whole fight, if that makes sense. I thought he was consistently he was the consistent one in the fight. I think Beterbiev fell off a little bit, and then he ended the fight really strong. Yeah, just an unbelievable fight. I mean, 116-112 is a vile scorecard, a vile
Yeah.
scorecard. But look, let's see it again. This is what Turkey Al Sheikh is doing, and Riyadh season. They're providing us with the best fights, and I'm sure we'll see that run back.
Yeah, I did want to touch that there. You mentioned the 116, 112, and I think, a lot of people do take exception to that. I think Eddie Hearn and Bivol and sort of World of Boxing, they were obviously fuming with it, like, sort of just sort of further on that point, like it's a bit disgraceful to say Bivol only won 4 rounds in that fight.
It's just you could watch that fight 100 times, and you could never get that scorecard. You
Mhm.
just can't make a case for that scorecard. If you've got better BF winning by a round or a draw or even 2 rounds, I think would be too much for. But if you've got him winning by a round or I don't, but to say Bivol 4 rounds is a disgrace, mate. It's a
Yeah.
disgrace. But look, like I say, that's what Riyadh season are doing. They're putting on the best fights, and I'm sure
Mhm.
you'll see that fight ran back because Beterbiev, being the competitor that he is, I'm sure will want to double stamp a victory like that
Yeah.
because he won't want something like a cloud over it. But a magnificent fight.
Yeah, I know a lot of the main focus of this is going to be the scorecards, but just sort of you do focus on Beterbiev, like obviously Bivol put in a great performance. Beterbiev, like the way, what did you make? I guess the way through the rounds went, like he thought he would like drop 2 rounds, especially at the end, like to be at sort of at that age, like sort of to finish a fight that strong. It shows a credit to how elite, like not
Oh,
not him, but both they are.
two like Beterbiev was he got hurt in that fight, you know. Beterbiev, he
Mhm.
was hurt. He was hurt a couple of times, but Bivol was hurt. The fitness and the strength and the just two of the highest elite level athletes, two elite level
Yeah,
athletes, and yeah, unbelievable from a unbelievable performance from both fighters. I had Bivol winning.
yeah.
It's not no problem if other people have better because I think listen. Sometimes we all argue in boxing, oh, it's how you see it, but it really is how you see it
Mm.
in especially in instances like that. I mean, you've got better BF winning, no problem, but it's by a round. It's not
Yeah,
by it's not, you can't
yeah,
give Bivol 4 rounds. It's a disgrace. It's a
yeah,
disgusting scorecard. That
yeah.
is. What a shit scorecard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's like how do you like there's always so much moaning about the scorecards and that, and even like sort of in previous sort of shows there's always been sort of the even on the Wembley show there was a lot of sort of criticism,
the
like
judges
what is
should
it
have to.
ever an answer? Is there ever an
Yeah,
answer, like
we've said it before, haven't we? Judges should come out and have to answer questions to
mm,
the media. If you want to be a judge, I believe you should have to be questioned. You should be questioned, and in situations like that, like wouldn't it be great if somebody like you or any of these geezers with a camera go up to this judge and just say, "Excuse me, mate, can you tell us how you scored it like that? Can you break the fight down to us and tell us how you scored it like that?" It's
yeah,
and it's I just think it would help the sport if
mhm,
judges, refs, every was were all held accountable because like I say, no problem. If you have Beterbiev winning the fight, no problem, because it was that type of fight. But to say Bivol won 4 rounds, I laugh because it's funny. Like, just how, like, it's bad. It's so bad. Like, the judge has got to answer the questions as to why he scored it like that. But, like, listen, we've been saying this for
Yeah,
years and years and years about boxing, but it is what it is. I'm
yeah,
sure we'll run the fight. I'm sure the fight will get ran back, and because it was that type of fight. I mean, we'd all pay to watch that again. It was an amazing fight.
yeah, definitely. And there was a lot of talking points from last night. I do want to sort of rattle off a few. Sort of looking further down the card, Fabio Wardley, like that is removes any doubt. I don't think anyone would have expected to go that way. Obviously, hope Fraser's all right, but yeah, that was a real
I've
scary
just
KO.
messaged him there. He's just this second sent me a message. I'm looking forward to read it because I was legitimately worried about Fraser last night. I saw the he was disfigured what had happened to his
Mm,
face, and it was like, when you think like that, you don't even think about like who's won it. You just think he's a father of two. Do you know what I mean? He's a father of
yeah,
two, and like is he okay? Because that's all that really matters in a situation like that. I believe it's not. He's messaged me. I believe he's okay, which is the main thing. Gets to go back to his family, and that's all that matters there. But yeah, look, massive credit to Fabio Wardley.
yeah.
He's double stamped he's ended that rivalry with that
Mhm.
performance. Amazing finish from Fabio. Unbelievable where he's come from. White collar scene to ultimately a really high level, a really, really high level. So yeah, massive credit to Fabio Ward. It was a brilliant performance from him last night.
Is he ready for world level? Would you say?
Um, After a performance like that, it's hard to say no, but I believe he needs to have maybe one more fight at kind of a fringe world level to go into that. In my opinion, if I was looking after him, that's what I would do. But you couldn't back against Fabio Wardley because he pulls it out the bag, doesn't he? Like, I mean, he had a life and death with Frazer, which we was all grateful for to watch. That was a stunning fight, and look, he's closed that chapter in stunning fashion, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, moving on again. One of the big early talking points of the night. Yeah, Liam Cameron, Ben Whittaker, a technical draw. After freak accident. I think no, like something you'd see in the WWE. Both eliminated from the Royal Rumble.
It
But
was like when
yeah,
it was
weird
like
one.
when Batista and John Cena flew over the ropes and landed at the same time, and that wasn't actually scripted. Uh, it wasn't actually scripted. But listen, when I was watching the fight, I thought Ben had a good opening round, good solid jab, and then I felt like, God, this is getting closer. That round could have gone to Liam Cameron, then the next round could have gone, but it could also have been scored to Ben. Listen, I tried to sign Ben. I've never hid that. I tried to sign Ben years ago because I'd watched him in the amateurs, and I just thought this kid is really talented. He's a really talented kid, and I like Ben a lot. I like his dad. Last night, I felt the fight. I've got no problem with the draw, by the way. I've got no problem with the fact that it's ended like that. The scoring of when it
Yeah.
went to the cards, and I'm not going to question Ben whether because I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, he's bottled it," and I can see why people think that. It's just a bit. I'm gutted for Liam Cameron, right? And I'll tell you why. Because I believe, and this is me being truly honest, the fight was heading one way. The fight was it was heading one way. Liam Cameron looked like as strong as an ox in there last night. I don't know whether because I don't want to discredit Liam Cameron's performance, but like Ben didn't seem very strong in there. Ben, like he caught Liam Cameron, but like they were bouncing off Liam Cameron's head. They were literally just like it was like watching a film or like playing a video game where it was just he was
Mhm.
strong as an ox, Liam Cameron. But I'm gutted for him because I believe a stunning win was kind of taken away from him last night. Do you
Mm.
know that moment that you can
Yeah.
have? Listen, everyone's giving Liam Cameron credit, myself, everybody can pat him on the back and say, what a performance. You'll be back. You'll get another opportunity. But say if that fight would have carried on a few more rounds and Liam Cameron did what we all kind of thought was going to happen as we were watching the fight progress, and he stopped Benn. And Benn is literally, his profile's one of the highest profiles in world boxing at the moment, like millions of followers. He's done everything like right. Liam Cameron, that moment was kind of taken from him, Liam Cameron yesterday. And that if Liam Cameron would have happened, I know I'm waffling here, but if that would have happened for Liam Cameron, his next pay packet is huge. I don't know what I have an idea what he got paid last night, which is good money. But then you go from good money to life-changing money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Because if there's no rematch clause in that contract, there's no way. I don't believe there's any way Ben Shalom puts Ben straight back in with Liam Cameron.
Okay.
And then where does Liam Cameron kind of go? Do you know what I mean? Like Liam Cameron goes. Hopefully, I'm hearing he's got a promotion deal, which I'm so happy for him. Lee and his manager's done a great job with him. But what I'm trying to say is the moment was taken away from Liam Cameron to basically really, really change his life last night. I mean, I believe the fight was heading one way, and I think Ben is fortunate. If he was fortunate to what's actually happened there, and I love Ben, love his dad. I'm a big admirer of Ben Whittaker, right? A big admirer, but that fight was heading one way, and it got taken away from Liam Cameron last night, and this is the reason why, right? I'm not gonna go too much into it, but when people say to me, "Oh, Cameron Vong," and I'll use
I was going to get into it.
I was going to use Cameron Vong as an example, Louis, right? Cameron Vong was looking incredible against his debut, stunning, right? His second fight, faultless, flawless performances from Cameron Vong, right? And everyone was saying, this kid is it. He's it. We did the Jeffafori fight, and we did it for a reason, because we knew Cameron would win the fight, but we knew he'd have hard moments in there because it's 10 rounds. It's against someone that's very tough. And unless you've got O'Hara Davis single punch fucking power, you're not going to deal with him. You're not going to iron Jeffafori out. Cameron's still a kid, so his power's still developing. Like, you've seen that Cameron can stop people because he stopped all the journeymen that he's been in with.
Yeah.
You put him in with Jeffafori, you learn valuable lessons, right? You learn valuable lessons because Cameron, what we didn't want, me, Jamie Moore, the team, and this was Jack Cattrall's input as well, you don't want to give somebody false confidence. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. False confidence. So when we go to Jeffafori, we go to the Joe Hughes, that tough kid he boxed there to develop. And then now we've got Gavin Gwynn, where Cameron's like, I've dogged it in the last 3 rounds when I'm goosed. I've got nothing really in the tank, but I can have it. I've had these types of experiences. And we believe when you have these tests, you're ready. Ben Whittaker has been put in and has been poorly match made, in my opinion. Yeah. He's been poorly match made, in my opinion, because he's boxing against these people that he wouldn't employ for sparring, mate. He wouldn't employ for sparring. This is not, and I'm not slagging off promoters. No. I'm just letting you know, I'm telling you on God's honest truth, this is my opinion. He's been poorly match made. And then when he's gone in there against somebody as tough as fuck, like Liam Cameron, who's literally got nothing to lose in there, fighting for his family. He's come back from being an alcoholic, a drug addict. He's got nothing to lose. All the pressure's on Ben Whittaker. And he's gone in there and he's bullied him. He's essentially bullied him in there. He's took everything he had and he's like, I'm ready to fucking die in there to fight. And ultimately he's been, let's say the word exposed, because I think the word exposed is overly harsh, but he clearly wasn't ready for that type of test, because the levels he's jumped from is here to here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope I've made sense there without insulting people. But like I'm trying to say, like I'll say again, Hamza Uddin, stunning against these journeymen, right? Stunning. But we believe he's good enough to be a multi-weight world champion. But then next time, he's in his third fight, he's fighting someone with an area title belt. Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
I just like, I don't know, but I just feel like there's going to be a lot of questions asked of Ben, his team, everybody, of what's gone wrong there. But look, that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope that's made sense without coming across like a prick.
No, I definitely think it made sense. Yeah, just before I sort of do let you go, a few things like last things I wanted to rattle off on the card. Eubank Jr., Conor Benn done a face off. Yeah,
It's one of the biggest.
it's
I know people have got problems with that and with Conor, but ultimately the fact is it's one of the biggest fights in British boxing. We all want
yeah,
to see it. Everybody will anyone that's moaning about it will tune in to see it. You're all telling pork pies if you say, oh, I'm not interested in that fight. If that fight gets made, you're all tuning in with a cheeseburger and chips glued to the screen. So yeah, great fight. Really looking forward to that fight to happen. It needs to happen. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a great type boxing. We're in a good place. All the
yeah,
biggest, best fights are happening in boxing. Yeah, perfect. Jack Catchell against Regis Prograis in 2 weeks.
yeah.
Wallop.
Yeah. Before I do let you go, Sam, one sign I was very interested to see, Conor Tudsbury. I speak to a lot of guys on the GB and the amateur circuit. They were like, "This guy hits like a fucking truck, mate." So yeah, it's an exciting one.
Listen. Conor took him in Tudsbury. He's going to be the best light heavyweight in Britain in a matter of months. Mark my words. I'm not going to
Yeah,
waffle like people say, oh, it's just Sam talking shit. This guy's going to knock people unconscious. Trust me.
yeah,
I am so excited by him. He has got freakish power. Unbelievable athlete. Now, this is the light heavyweight that everyone's going to talk about very, very soon.
yeah. Ben Whittaker, Conor Tudsbury down the line.
Listen, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
That it's not if, it's when, but it will happen in due course. But it's not fair to talk about that right now because
yeah.
Ben's had a few fights. Connor's not made his debut yet, but we'll talk about that in a few fights. But yeah, that fight will happen.
Yeah, definitely. Sam, as always, I do appreciate you pulling over to do this interview. Always good to speak to you, mate. And yeah, take care, mate, and have a good rest of the
If I
weekend.
get a ticket, I'm in a bus lane. If I get a ticket, mate, I'm sending it your way.
Yeah, go on, mate. Feel free. Top man. Thank you, mate. Cheers.